The first time it happened, I thought it was a joke. I grabbed my keys, phone, and backpack, then turned the knob on the front door. It didn't budge. Locked. I turned it the other way. Still nothing. Annoyed, I glanced through the peephole. Morning light bathed the front yard. The mailman just passing by. Everything looked normal. Okay, I muttered. Guess it jammed again. I twisted harder. No movement. I unlocked the deadbolt, though I was sure I hadn't locked it, and tried again. Still nothing. Shrugging it off, I wandered into the kitchen to get a butter knife, planning to jimmy the latch. But as I passed the back door, I thought, why not just go out that way? It wouldn't open either. That's when I paused. I live alone, and these doors don't lock automatically. My heart gave a quiet knock. Maybe I was being dramatic. Maybe the wood had swollen from the rain last night. Yeah, that had to be it. I checked the windows. All sealed shut. I even tried the attic crawl space, bolted. I started laughing, but it felt wrong, forced. Like the house was watching, listening. I returned to the living room facing the front door. Okay, weird prank universe. You got me. I reached for the doorknob one more time. It turned. But just as I began to pull the door open, I felt a sharp gust of wind from inside the house slam it shut again, nearly catching my fingers. I stumbled back. My keys hit the floor, and then I heard it. A whisper, faint, like someone speaking just behind the wall. You're not ready yet. My blood turned cold. I spun around. The living room was empty. Nothing moved. But everything felt alive. The air pressed down on me heavy and thick, and each breath took more effort. Who's there? I asked, trying to sound firm. What do you mean, I'm not ready? Silence. Then, the TV flicked on, static. Then a flickering image. Me, standing exactly where I was, staring at the screen. I stepped back, heart racing. The TV screen followed me. It showed me moving, Liv. I shouted, "Stop this! Let me go." A different voice now, calm, close. "You live here, and now you stay." Just then something creaked upstairs. I froze, staring at the ceiling. The creaking sound came again. Slow, deliberate steps right above my head. But I hadn't been upstairs all morning, and no one else was supposed to be here. Grabbing the nearest thing I could find, a heavy lamp from the side table, I started up the stairs, each step groaning under my weight. The air grew colder with every step, like the house itself was trying to slow me down. When I reached the top, the hallway stretched out in both directions, dim and unfamiliar, despite having lived here for 3 years. The light bulbs overhead flickered, casting long, shifting shadows across the wallpaper. The sound came again, another creak, from the guest bedroom at the end of the hall. I moved toward it, lamp raised, my hand trembling. The door was open, just a crack. I nudged it slowly with my foot. Nothing. The room was empty, quiet, still. But then I noticed it, the closet door wide open. Something scrawled on the inside with what looked like black charcoal. "Stay inside. He waits out there." I didn't know what that meant. My first instinct was to erase it, pretend I hadn't seen it. But something deep inside told me, this is a warning. And maybe, just maybe, the house was trying to protect me, not trap me. Then I saw the second message. It had appeared just below the first, as if written by invisible hands while I stood there watching. "He knows you want to leave." Suddenly, every door in the hallway slammed shut at once, and behind me the floorboards began to creak again, but this time, there were no footsteps. It was as if the house itself was moving. And then from downstairs, the front door clicked. Unlocked. The house was giving me a choice, but as I turned to run, I heard the whisper again, louder now in my ear. "You won't like what's on the other side." I hesitated at the top of the stairs. The front door stood open now, just enough to see the pale light beyond. It should have felt like freedom, but instead it pulsed with unease, like the world outside had shifted while I was trapped inside. Like stepping through it would be a mistake I couldn't undo. The whisper came again, not inside my head this time, but from the walls around me, the floor, the ceiling, the house itself. "Choose." I gripped the banister, heart pounding. My eyes flicked back to the guest room, the words still etched inside the closet. "Stay inside. He waits out there." And beneath it, fading slowly, "This is the only place you're still real." I took one step down the stairs, then another. Halfway down, I stopped. In the open doorway now stood a shadow. Not a man, not a shape I could describe. Just a tall, still absence in the world. Like something that had been cut out of reality and left hollow. It didn't move. It didn't need to. The house groaned around me. The windows shook. Suddenly I understood. I hadn't been locked in. I'd been locked away. For a reason. Slowly, silently, I stepped back up the stairs, back into the house's arms, and as I did, the front door shut with a soft final click. The house sighed. The lights stopped flickering. Everything was calm again. I returned to the living room, sat down, and stared at the TV screen. It showed only static now, but beneath the sound, almost hidden, a heartbeat pulsed. Not mine, the house's. And somehow I knew I was home forever.